So, right. Oh, who's going first? You go first.
So,
or is it me? I'll let you go, Ralph.
No. Now you can start, Sam.
Bethesda. Failure.
Bethesda is a garbage company.
Bethesda is a garbage company.
Bethesda, everybody. Okay, now they've been really the bread and butter of this channel since Fallout 76. Now, EA kind of got their act together. They started making games like Jedi Fallen Order.
Unbelievable.
So
selfish EA making good video games. How are the laymen supposed to survive?
We're not making any views out of that anymore, guys. So we're back on the Bethesda.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Bethesda fails.
Now you have my attention.
Doom's coming out relatively soon now.
March 20th, I believe.
March 20th.
There was a big preview event held recently,
and we
weren't invited to that.
I wonder why.
I wonder
Bethesda.
why. What's up with that, Bethesda? Like, you have our number. Please give us a call.
You know what?
Why did I tap my watch when I did number?
It didn't just work. Our phone.
Everyone says this game is awesome, but people were quite nervous about what microtransactions would find its way into it, because Bethesda gone Bethesda when it comes to microtransactions. Turns out we had nothing to worry about, and that Doom Eternal is gonna be like, microtransaction free? What the?
Or is
hell?
it?
Or is it?
Well, after the break and ad roll.
There actually is no microtransactions. We're just like pretending there might not be, so, so you don't click away from the videos.
Sure.
So welcome to YouTube 101. Let's get straight to the quote, though. We don't want to waste your time, unlike most episodes.
No.
Let's just
We
get
don't want
straight
the
to
watch
it.
time today,
Here is
everybody.
what the creative director of Doom Eternal, Hugo Martin, said on Facebook, responding to someone else. No store, which basically means like no cash shop in game, right? Nothing you can unlock in Eternal with XP has anything to do with player abilities or content that would impact your game in any way. The only thing you can unlock with XP is cosmetics. These cosmetics have no impact on how you play, they just look cool. Eternal is a $60 game, not a free-to-play game or a mobile game. We are giving you a complete experience with no store, just like you'd expect. Unlocking skins with XP is a part of the experience if you care about that stuff, or you can completely ignore it and it will have no impact on your experience at all. And it's all free.
You know what's really weird? When a game comes out...
Wait, please.
Yeah.
Give that man a standing ovation. Stand up, Sam.
When a game comes
shorts.
out, right? You want to see the shorts? You want to see the shorts? Now, when a game comes out, right, and they're just making the game, they're not like putting any microtransactions. Why is everyone now giving a round of applause for an actual publisher
We
or
love
a
you,
developer?
Hugo Martin.
It is so weird.
baby.
But, you know, thank God. Thank God we've got one sort of inclination, like one sort of clue that this might be okay in the microtransaction
I mean, I
side.
wouldn't say it's a clue. It's kind of like, it's okay.
Well,
like, it's
look,
what he said. Do you know what I mean?
Bethesda, we have seen in the past, has been a bit cheeky with some of the things that they've done. For example, case in point, Exhibit A, Fallout 76, everybody. When that came out, there was microtransactions, and they even said at the beginning there wasn't going to be any sort of pay-to-win microtransactions, and of course they did break that.
That was the biggest fucking lie.
Remember that?
Such... I can't believe the scale of lies that Fallout 76 has become. It's just... It's insanity.
It's meme-worthy.
Who's laughing now?
Then secondly, they went down this whole path of putting things in like a fridge, or was it a fridge? Remember?
There was a fridge that reduced the time that certain items would decay.
Something like that.
There was one of those bots that would actually like play the game for you and collect resources while you're away.
All these things that were weren't pay to win, but really making the experience so much better that of course people felt compelled to buy them. The last one, of course, was Fallout First. Oh my god, that was the ultimate... The pinnacle of meme worthiness. Okay?
Can you imagine making the worst AAA game in history, it's still being a dumpster fire, and then having the fucking balls to charge people a subscription for that product? No one on the planet has ever had balls that big. Todd Howard is walking around jiggling from side to side like
He's got a small little dude too, so that must be some big old balls.
It really is.
Anyway, then after that, of course, Rage 2 with the XP boosters and the pay for cheats and the Wolfenstein Youngblood, it goes on. So
I mean, Wolfenstein Youngblood, I think, is a perfect example. Much like Fallout 76, this is a game that should not have existed. It only existed as a microtransaction vehicle. It was how little content can we create and then stretch it out as much as possible so that we can include a cash shop in there, and that's how we're going to get our return on investment.
It was also a drinking game. How much cringe can we put into a game, and then everyone has to drink every time there's cringe. There's a lot of cringe. You'll be drinking a lot. But all in all, that's why a lot of people are like, okay, this looks like good news, but does this mean there are going to be any future microtransactions. Because the thing is, we've seen it before with Bethesda games. I hope we don't.
I mean, I feel like, okay, when we're talking about id Software, that's a thing, right? id Software is definitely up there with the likes of CD Projekt Red in terms of their reputation, their consumer centricity, you know, like being true to their word. Like, you know, maybe Rage wasn't a fantastic game, but it certainly wasn't a rip-off.
Yep.
And, you know, like, you know, all the Doom games have been extraordinary. Even in Doom 3, I think, there's mixed opinion about Doom 3 these days. If you go back and play Doom 3, especially if you compare it in context to other games, remarkable technology powering that game. They had such an interesting vision for what that game was, and they really just saw it through. You know, they did heaps of work on like a new Doom after like Doom 4, but then they just kind of threw it all away because they thought this isn't working, this isn't what we want to make. It was almost like Call of Doom, you know what I mean? They threw away all this work because they're like, no, we need to be true to ourselves. They went back to their roots with Doom 2016 and did this thing that everyone's like, what the fuck, that looks kind of a bit dumb, just shooting stuff, that sounds boring. Turned out to be an absolute masterpiece. Mick Gordon on the music and sound mix was just nuts. You know, like the whole package, this studio is an incredible studio. So when they say no microtransactions, I expect them to stick with that. I don't think they would pull the wool over our eyes and trick us, and then later on they drop this dirty cash shop full of pay-to-win garbage.
Yeah, for sure. I think that what we have to do here is really look at any sort of data that we have. And the only data that we have at the moment is 2016 Doom. Okay, now what did they do with that? Now they had paid DLC for an entire year. After the first year, they dropped it. Now in that DLC, it included 9 maps.
It was all the multiplayer side, by the way,
all
not
the
single
multiplayer
player.
side, of course. 9 maps, 3 guns, 3 demons, and armor sets, right? Now, yeah, so there wasn't an actual storefront that you needed to, like, pay with money to get, you know, microtransaction-filled things that destroy the single-player experience.
Sure.
So in that regard, we can maybe see that they might do the same thing here in the future.
Well, maybe they will, but again, like DLC, I think is fundamentally different from microtransactions because microtransactions are very much baked into the existing content of the game, and it's like you're not having a complete experience with the existing game unless you spend extra money on it, right? And usually it's bullshit, like pay to win garbage or skins or whatever. DLC, I think, if you're adding on to the game and the developers have spent time to make that product, after they've already shipped a complete functional game, I don't mind paying more money for more content. Like, I'm okay with that. I think something like Star Wars Battlefront, the EA one, the first one, is the perfect example of how to get that wrong. Because they shipped this really incomplete product with almost no maps, and then to get a good experience, you needed to buy all the DLC to make it complete.
Yep. And then Star Wars Battlefront 2 came along.
With the opposite problem.
Fantastic game mechanically, but it really was just completely destroyed by this microtransaction marketplace.
Exactly.
So, I hope that you're right. I think you're right. Like, I think we've seen enough, like, you know, track record here with id. They're passionate about their games. They want to make sure this lands. And the biggest thing, I think, now this is Bethesda's flagship game. Like, this is the game that's going to hopefully bring them into a better relationship with the consumer. Because right now, the last thing we've had was Blades, which was a bit of a meme. And then we had Fallout 76, Youngblood, Rage 2. I mean, let's face it. It has not been a smash out of the park for Bethesda for a long time.
The only good thing going for Bethesda right now is Elder Scrolls Online, which does have quite a good reputation with its community. It's pretty well regarded. I haven't played it myself, but people speak highly of it. So that's good. Well done, good guy Bethesda for making one good game. But the rest of them, no. And so this is, I think, and someone said this on Twitter to me, that like id is Bethesda's Respawn. You know, the same way that Respawn are carrying EA in terms of like building their brand back. It seems like it could be the same here. And I think if id are allowed to do their thing, they're going to do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to rebuilding Bethesda's brand, and I just hope Bethesda give them the space to do that. Now, one quick thing I want to mention as well is that Doom does have a battle pass sort of thing within it that was uncovered by, you know, people who were doing the recent play session, and within that is a tab of like boosters. Okay, now we don't know what this is.
Boosters. I mean, when I hear booster, I just think of one thing, and that's XP booster, everybody.
Yeah. So this is the question mark around that. Now, this battle pass seemed to only unlock cosmetic related thing or emotes or little add-on stuff. There was no like unlock a new weapon or whatever. It wasn't any of that. So first of all, there's that. Secondly, I don't believe that they're going to charge you for anything with relation to this based upon what Hugo has said here. I don't know, like it's possible that maybe the battle pass has some charged component and it's not the store though. So therefore, that's how he's sort of saying it. I don't know. But look, my point that I want to make here is that there is some sort of battle pass. I don't believe it's a paid battle pass in any way. So I don't know how the booster component of the Battle Pass will work, but look, I'm just hopeful that what he said here is also in line with that. And if there is some sort of Battle Pass thing, that there's no sort of like sneaky, hey, we charge for that thing, but it's different or whatever else. That's all I want to say. We don't have enough information yet. We can't say definitively.
Yeah.
Watch this space around.
Yeah, definitely watch this space. But it is good to see that we are seeing the creative director come out and be like, dude, it's all good. We're going to make sure this game does not have some shitty storefront with, microtransactions up every single avenue of it.
I just love how, can I just say as well, like the excitement for Doom is so like wholesome. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone is sort of behind this game in a way, It's just everyone kind of feels yeah, you're my guy, Doom guy. Go get him. You know
it could have been with EA and everyone's like, yeah, Doom. Like everyone's still with Doom regardless of what publisher it is. Now,
I think that's true, yeah.
Bethesda, I mean, they've had some problems, but I really think that if there's one game that people will not care what publisher it is with, it's Doom. So I'm excited for it. It's coming out 20th of March. We are not getting early copy.
We are not getting early copies.
Okay? I mean, it'd be great if you could.
Such a shame. If there's
there's
2 games this year I'd like to get early copies for. It'd be Doom Eternal and Cyberpunk.
Oh, FF7?
I'd
I'd probably pick them more. I'd probably pick them
more to be honest. I would say probably, Doom Eternal is my second most excited. After Cyberpunk, it's the game I'm most pumped for.
Pretty clear.
And
Last of Us 2, guys. Come on, let's be real here, okay? We need that
still
badly.
dreading that month.
Oh,
still dreading that month. Anyway, guys, that's the episode. Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, we're doing that now. Like and subscribe.
Let us know what you think about microtransactions. Are they good in games? Let us know.
Algorithm.
Also, like and subscribe. And turn on the notification bell so we can annoy you more.
Goodbye.